Released on Paddy's Day, Clocks was in number 15 in 2003. And before Coldplay, you're listening to Greg, who sent me a pictogram this evening saying that he's going to be back on your radio next Monday at about 8 p.m. or thereabouts. Anyway, now that we're all here, let's have a little chat about why we've come together tonight. Because you see, not only do I have 2 hours of the best relaxing, romantic and chill tracks from the 90s and noughties lined up for you, I've also got our triple threat game to come a little bit later on. And if that wasn't enough, you and I, we're going to get some Tuesday shifting on very shortly. Now, don't worry if those things don't mean anything to you, because I will fill you in with all the details in a few moments' time. And of course, the cruise is nothing without you. So if you feel like reaching out to me for any reason whatsoever, I'm here for you. You can drop me a message on WhatsApp to 086 206 8888. That's 086 206 8888. If WhatsApp isn't your thing, you can email me at hello@freedomfm.ie. And for those of you on Insta, Threads, Blue Sky, or even says.us, that's spelled SEZ.us, you can find me under the handle voice actor Fergs. Get in touch often and early to get involved in the cruise tonight. Right, with all the admin work done for now, let's get comfy, shall we? And make some night cruise memories in 3, 2, 1. Nothing like a little bit of naughtiness on the radio after the kids have gone to bed now, is there? From their Maybe You've Been Brainwashed 2 album, that's the New Radicals, and I hope I didn't give away the ending. And you heard that on the night cruise from Freedom FM. Now, if you're a regular listener, it's clear to one and all that you've got fantastic taste. And if you're new and tuning in for the first time, I'd like to think that you're in for a bit of a treat, because you've joined us just in time to get some Tuesday shifting on with me. Now, if you're wondering what is Tuesday shifting, let me fill you in. You see, I want you to get in touch with me on text or WhatsApp to 086 206 8888. But you can only get in touch if you are, like me, on shift at work this evening. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. Maybe you're keeping things running in a factory. You could be manning a reception desk in a hotel. Perhaps you're keeping the lights on in a 24-hour shop. Or maybe you're driving the streets in search of a fare. No matter what you're doing, we want to hear from you. So if you're up at work, then why not drop me a line, text or WhatsApp me on 086 206 8888 and tell me who you are, where you're working, or what you're doing, who's keeping you company, if anyone, and what's helping you get through the night shift. 086 206 8888 is the number to text or WhatsApp, and let's get some Tuesday shifting on, shall we? That's Texas on the Night Cruise on Freedom FM, where we are about to dive into our first round of Tuesday shifting shoutouts. Now, if you're new to our little late night get together and are wondering what this Tuesday shifting malarkey is all about, let me explain it to you. You see, it's our way of giving a big virtual high five to all the hardworking people powering through their various night shifts across the country. So with that explanation, hopefully clearing things up for you, let's roll out to the red carpet and give a warm good evening to Marcus Sweeney, who got in touch from Carrick Mines in Dublin. Feargal, he says on this WhatsApp, I haven't started just yet, but I am on my way into work, where I'll be filling in for the night manager in a hotel in the city centre who's just left for the birth of his child. It's going to be customer care, hot coffee and Freedom FM playing all night. That'll get me through my shift. Thanks for getting in touch, Marcus, and have a good shift. And of course, all the best to your colleague and his family. Now, Brenda Griffiths is in Limerick this evening, and she's also been on to me on WhatsApp to say, Feargal, this morning I'm working as a support worker in a small unit in the town. Can you say hello to Janet and Maisie, who I'm working with tonight? Quite quiet, so currently we're sitting around the table playing a board game and listening to Freedom FM. Happy to do that for you, Brenda, and good evening to Janet and Maisie as well. Now, if you are in work this evening, you know we want to hear from you. So to get some Tuesday shifting on, get in touch on WhatsApp or text to 086 206 8888, and we'll do another round of Tuesday shifting right after we hear from Amy. From November 2001, that's Westlife and Queen of My Heart on the Night Cruise from Freedom FM, where we have just enough time to squeeze in one final round of Tuesday shifting, the part of the week where we give a tip of the hat to everyone who's hard at work on this Tuesday night. So let's get that started by saying good evening to Valerie Jones, who says she is part of the cleaning crew out at a posh restaurant in Dublin too. Valerie goes on to say that she is working hard in the dining area at the moment and has Freedom FM streaming in her headphones. And once she's done in the dining area, she's off home for a well-deserved cup of drinking chocolate and bed. Well, I'm going to be doing the same once I'm out of here, Valerie, and thanks for getting in touch this evening. And finally for tonight, Sean Chapman has been on to say hello from my van. I'm currently driving between clients' offices where I restock and clean out the food and beverage machines for the office workers who'll be coming to work in the morning. I've got 2 more drops to make, says Sean, and hopefully I'll be done by 12:30. Oh, thank you for reaching out, Sean, and now I know how the machines here at Freedom FM Dungeons are refilled when we're not about. Now, listen up. If you enjoyed our Tuesday shifting bit, then I've got a bit of a request for you. Could you share the fun with your friends and make sure that both of you come back next Tuesday just after 11, because we'll be here ready to do it all over again on Freedom FM's Night Cruise. From long before he produced the likes of Madonna, The Old Saints, and it became the world's most in-demand movie music producer, William Orbit released the brilliant album Strange Cargoes 2, which gave us that classic Water from a Vine Leaf. Well, would you look at the time? We've made it into the second hour of the Night Cruise right here on Freedom FM, and that of course means that it's Wednesday, 11th December. I hope you're feeling good this morning. My name is Feargal and I'm going to be the host of the Night Cruise for the next hour or so. And now that you're here, I can tell you that I think I've got a great hour lined up for you. Not only will I be playing some of the best romantic and chill songs from the 90s and noughties, but I'm also going to give you a chance to win the fabulous prize of a name check on the radio by playing our triple threat game. Now, if you're new to the show, let me quickly explain how this game works. You see, a while ago, I picked out 3 famous 90s, more noughties, romantic or relaxing songs. I slowed one down, sped one up, and left one as it is. Then I mushed them all into a short little snippet, which I'm going to play for you in a moment. And all you got to do is tell me what 3 songs they are. Easy peasy, isn't it? Anyway, I think that's enough chit-chat out of me. So let's have a listen to this week's triple threat, shall we? So if you know what 3 songs they are, then reach out and tell me on text or WhatsApp to 086 206 8888. That's 086 206 8888. And in case you need reminding, here are this week's triple threat one more time. And just in case anyone sends in any incorrect answers, I'll give you some of them right after we hear from REM. It's the Night Cruise on Freedom FM, 2 hours of the best romance, relaxing and chill tracks anywhere on your radio. And not only that, it's the only place that you can play the triple threat game, the game where your challenge is to figure out the 3 songs I've mixed into one short snippet. Now, I must say that we've had a few incorrect guesses sent in, as always, by the same old suspects. But before I reveal those terrible guesses to you, here's a reminder of the 3 songs that are in this morning's triple threat. Now, I can tell you that the songs in this week's triple threat do not include Baz Luhrmann's Sunscreen. Thank you, Maeve in Galway. OMC's How Bizarre, as suggested by Joan in Palmerstown, or Lou Bega's Mambo Number 5, kindly sent in by Joe in Shankill. So if you think you know which songs I've mixed up and fancy a chance at possibly winning a name check on the radio this morning, then send in your answers to me now on text or WhatsApp to 086 206 8888. That's 086 206 8888. And tell me what 3 songs these are. So if you think you know what 3 songs they are, then send me a WhatsApp to 086 206 8888. But remember, time is of the essence, because I'll reveal the answer right after we hear from Deacon Blue. From October 1998, and of course you remember what was going on back then in 1998, don't you? Well, a certain Bill Clinton found himself on trial in the US House of Representatives. Chilean dictator Pinochet is arrested in London. John Glenn, he returned to space, making him at 77 years old the oldest human ever in space. And of course U2 released The Sweetest Thing. That's Paul Young on Freedom FM's Night Cruise, the best in 90s and noughties romance, relaxing and chill songs on your radio every Monday to Thursday evening between 11 and 1 a.m. And I'd like to thank everyone who's been in touch with me this morning to play this week's Triple Threat game. The game where your challenge is to try to figure out what 3 songs played at 3 different speeds that I've mushed up into one short snippet. And in case you need reminding, here is this week's Triple Threat one more time. Now, I am sure you regular listeners will remember that the computer here in the studio only allows me to see 4 names at any one time. So even though 99.99999% of you got the answer correct, I can only say hello and good morning and well done to Ellie Reid, who got in touch from Portobello, Dan Buckley, who reached out to me from Fermoy this morning, Caroline Mason, who sent her WhatsApp in from Galway, and Frank Buckley, who got in touch from Finglas, who amongst so many others correctly said that this week's Triple Threat are... Now, wait, just before I tell you, I need you to do me a favour. If you enjoyed playing along with our Triple Threat game, then tell a friend and come back with that friend next week just after midnight when we'll do it all over again. As for this week's Triple Threat, in reverse order, they are Just the Way You Are, Bruno Mars, Gary Jules' Mad World, and the All Saints' Pure Shores. That is the last of our Triple Threat for this week. That's Jason Mraz, and Just the Way You Are tells me that is all the mess I can make of your radio for this week. Thank you for your company. Both you and your messages made the show as always. Nikki B, she's going to do the next night cruise at 11 p.m. tonight. Mike O'Brien is on breakfast duty at 8. Alan has the Freedom Years from 7. And up next, it's Essential Beats. As for me, well, I'm going to be back next Monday morning at midnight with another night cruise. So until then, thank you for your time this time. And until next time, take care of yourselves and, of course, each other.